What up, folks? This episode of the Smoking Tire Podcast is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is different from those other services that send food to your house. Here's what HelloFresh does. They deliver you fresh, delightful, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes every week, right? And for people like me, I like to cook. I take pride in my cooking. You know, I like to cook from scratch. I like to cook with really fresh ingredients. But when it's just me and my wife, I often have excess leftovers. I'm not even really into leftovers. There's waste, and the trips to the store can be annoying. Plus, you can get stuck in these ruts where you get really good at making 5 or 6 things, and then you just rotate through those things instead of coming up with new, delicious, inspiring recipes. And that's really what I like about HelloFresh. There's so much less food waste because I'm not buying all this food and then only cooking for 2 people. There's new inspiring recipes that I can choose from all the time, and then I make them. And then so once I make the HelloFresh recipe, I can then keep that recipe and, you know, bank it for later and either order more ingredients from HelloFresh or multiply the recipe and serve that dish, you know, at a party later and say, I came up with it, make myself sound like a genius. HelloFresh's ingredients, they're sourced from growers, delivered from the farm to your front door in under a week. That's as good as any grocery store you're going to find. And HelloFresh was named Newsweek's most trusted meal kit company of 2021 with over 4 million households served. Last time HelloFresh advertised with us, I continued the plan on my own because I liked it so much. The food was great. My wife loved it. And we ended up making exactly the right amount of food for dinner every night. There was no food waste, and it was great. So go to HelloFresh.com/SmokingTire12. Smoking Tire and then the number 12. And then once you're there, use code SmokingTire12 again for 12 free meals, including free shipping. 12 free meals. It's like most of a week for you and a spouse. I mean, it's great. It's free food. Who doesn't like free, fresh food? It gets like an entire free load of groceries delivered to you. HelloFresh.com/SmokingTire12, the number 12, and then use code SmokingTire12 again, all right? HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit for a reason, and you can get 12 free meals to figure that one out. We are also brought to you by Raycon. These guys sent me the coolest little earbuds, and I'm so happy to be promoting them because I've never really been into the wireless earbuds before, and with the Raycons, I've been getting into it, and I don't know if I can ever go back. I'm back to traveling. I went to my first press launch again. I'm on flights. I'm on the road, and I'm listening to podcasts, music, and books, and a pair of Raycon earbuds really makes a difference. You get crisp, powerful beats, half the price of other premium audio brands. The Raycons look great. They feel even better. They come in a bunch of different colors, and they have a package of different size customizable gel tips, so they fit perfectly in a whole bunch of different types of ears. Raycons are built to go wherever you go, wherever I go, with quick and seamless Bluetooth pairing and a compact charging case. It was a USB-C charge, charged up really fast, and the battery lasts 24 hours on standby or 6 hours on chatting or playing. And I mean, look, they're light, they're portable, they look cool, they match my outfit, and they're easy for your lifestyle and to get a good custom fit in your ear. And so I've been a wire guy, honestly. I've been sticking with the wire, but the battery life on these is great. They're light, and Raycons, I think they got me converted. They do. And Raycon's offering 15% off their products for Smoking Tire listeners. Here's what you got to do. Go to buyraycon.com, and that's RAYCON, buyraycon.com/smoking. Go to buyraycon.com/smoking, and you'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. It's a great deal. You're going to want to grab a pair and a spare. 15% off your entire order at buyraycon.com/smoking, and that's buyraycon.com/smoking. And of course, my favorite people in the ganja game. Tradecraft Farms, bringing it to the streets. Not really the streets, actually. Bringing it to like really high-end retail locations where people pay taxes and things like that. It's legal. California, very civilized. The rest of the world is catching on, but we're really doing it down here. And Tradecraft Farms is the best THC and CBD edibles, vapables, smokables, aerosolables, you name it. They got some funky stuff. 24 karat gold joints. I was like passing out 24 karat gold joints the other night, and people looked at me like I had 3 heads. It was awesome because you can't, we're not passing. We're hanging out outside these days, right? But we're not passing joints. So you got to bring one for you and then bring one for everybody else. So when I busted out a 6-pack of gold Tradecraft Farms joints, it was pretty cool. I was the man. If you're not in California and you can't get this kind of stuff legit, just give them a follow on Instagram, Tradecraft Farms. Tell them your boy Matt Farah sent you. Keep this hilarious sponsorship train rolling. All right, on this episode of the podcast, Manuel Carrillo III is in studio. He's talking about his show on the MotorTrend network, Seduced by Speed. It's sort of a dirty money, but for cars, which is exactly the kind of thing we love here at the Smoking Tire. And we talk about this really cool 911 that he's restoring, that he was brought home from the hospital in. It's a great story. I love hearing about this car, as well as go through a list. He brought a list, too. It's crazy. People are starting to bring lists to the show. Maybe I should start making lists. Manuel Carrillo III on the Smoking Tire podcast.
God, 3 years, huh?
3 years.
Who... and of course Brad was staying with you and you made lists together. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did.
They have the same talking points.
That's so funny. We can't talk about, no talking about 912s.
Okay. Well, 911s, I have a Project Stork update. I'm breaking news here today.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have an update. It's been like 3 years.
Listen, you're an automotive journalist. You must own a 911. It's a rule now. We're working on Zach. I took my friend Christian Hand out in the GT3 today, and he'd never driven a Porsche, ever. And I was like, well, you're going to start with the ultra-high-performance $200,000 one that's not out yet. And he drove it for about 30 seconds, and he went, fuck! And I went, what? And he went, I have been shitting on these people for like 3 years. I've been going to Cars and Coffee and looking at all these assholes with their fucking painted vents and their paint to sample this and their this and that, their Tourings and their houndstooth. Fuck all these people. These cars are like Camrys here. And then he's like, and now I've driven one.
And
damn it!
I get it.
That's pretty much, and that was pretty much, I should have actually filmed that. That would have been a fun.
People's first time in a 911 is probably a good thing to film.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to let him drive it, for half selfish reasons. I was like, I'm a little jaded, you know what I mean? I'm sort of like, I'm not blah about the new GT3. It's exciting, but I like let me put like a noob behind the wheel of this thing for 5 minutes and see like how and he was like, I've never felt a steering wheel like this. I've never seen a car turn in like this.
It's a revelation.
The engine goes how high? To
Yeah,
9? Goes to 9? Fuck! And that's how people do.
Yeah.
What's up with your car?
All right, so the big,
Dive in!
So yes, after 3 years of being dormant, there is an update on Project Stork. And so...
Remind everybody, because it's been 3 years, what the name is.
Okay, so this is...
I remember, I think.
This is the very 1977 Porsche 911S that brought me home from the hospital after I was born.
Yeah.
And
it's a good story.
Yeah, my dad bought it brand new in October of 77. And by the time I was born in March of 85, it was already a piece of shit with like 90,000 miles on it. And
by the way, a Porsche with 90,000 miles on it now is like low miles. Not even had first top end rebuild.
But you'll need one in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
100,000 miles, right?
every person learns, including myself. Yo, I just bought this car and bring a trailer. It was a great deal. It has 91,000 miles on it. It's a Carrera. Oh. You know why it was a great deal? Because every Carrera's valve guides melt at exactly 90,000 miles. Everyone learns that. Yeah. That little car I showed you downstairs, that gray car, fucking ain't no valve guides left in that thing. It happens. So how's yours?
all right, I replaced the valve guides on my. Yeah, so right after I spoke to you guys last on April 12th, 2018.
Get the fuck out of here. You know how everyone else in your neighborhood will know that your valve guides have gone before yours.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh.
And then they'll know, and then you'll find out, and then they'll come and have a little chat with you, and you won't want to admit it. You'll be like, no, when it warms up, it's good. It's like, no, you're just going 70 and can't tell anymore.
It's like, I was diagnosed with lung cancer last week because of you. It's like, well, I'm sorry.
We had a client's car that started to do that shit, and we had to develop a procedure because it would set off. You couldn't even, like, you know, I like to warm a client's car up for, you know, you at least let the thing get going before I even move it anywhere. And we have an incredible exhaust system here. And it's like super, super powerful. And if you run a normal car, or even a couple of normal cars, after a minute or two, you'll hear the fans just kick on, and they'll turn on. No big deal. It's part of, but if you run a car with no cats, or if you run a car that has valve guides that are going, after about 60 seconds, not just the fans, the full alarm system, and it'll go on, and so it's horrible. It's you know, the building's not on fire, you're not going to die, but it's just so much carbon monoxide. So I have the two guys, I have my two guys downstairs, with each standing in front of the CO detectors with a leaf blower. Like, you know how in the kitchen when you're doing a steak in the cast iron, you go, honey, blow the towel at the fire thing. It's like that.
Shit.
And so they're fucking with the leaf blowers just so I can start the thing and get it outside. So yeah, your neighbors will know.
Question from this fan here, all right? You said in your 5-part series, giving a tour of this place, that you could run 20 cars at once. And
Yeah,
the
they have
30,000...
to have cats. They have to...
Okay. All right. But like, so have you stress tested the filtration system?
Well, I mean, I suppose if you overwhelmed it, we would just die. I mean, at a certain point, you know, it's sensors that turn on a fan system.
Yeah. And
the fan system has a couple speeds, like 3 or 4 different speeds. It's never truly off. There's a low baseline that's always on, and then it goes up to a max. And if you want, if we ran a car, any car, for like 60 seconds or 80 seconds in there, it would get to max. And at a certain point, it's just on, and it flows a certain amount, and the math has been done. But I genuinely suppose that once it's on, like, there aren't any further, you know, that alarm could go off again. But beyond the alarm going off,
you're
like,
dead.
You just die.
Yeah. So you can get close to it. You can't. Yeah.
No, and furthermore, it would be incredibly inconvenient to even try, because of how many, like, you can only fit like a certain number of cars on the floor, and you don't want to, you're not climbing up on racks to run cars. We've probably run 8 or 10 cars at once.
Without a problem.
Yeah,
all
without a
catted
problem.
cars.
Yeah, without a problem. But if you run one car with no cats, or for example, my wife's Delica, which is an old diesel, if you ran that for a minute, it would be like full, you know, full crank. But it, you know, it is what it is. That's what that means. The systems are working.
There we go. Yeah.
Because you don't want to. You find out by accident that that you're dying of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah.
At least you want a nice
forbid.
soundtrack to your death.
Yeah.
Okay, so the car's running. Back to the feature.
Okay, so so right after I was here last, Bradley Brownell, who you had on last week, and I, we pulled he did most of the work because I'm not mechanically inclined. I took 1 semester of auto shop in high school, so I'm very limited. He's talented.
Knowing that is the first half of the battle.
Right, so yeah, he and Jonathan Klein and several other crazy characters got my engine out and back in 4 days, and I pretty much just watched.
I was expecting a much shorter amount of time. When the way you led into that, I was like, he's gonna say hours. He's gonna say hours.
No, they were able to pull the engine in 5 hours.
Okay.
And then to get it back in with just Brad doing it.
That's not so bad.
That's not bad. And then to get back in, it was just Brad doing it with me helping however I could in my ham-fisted way. It probably took about 8 to get it back in.
Is the term ham-fisted, I know it's like, you know,
driving.
have hams for fists, right? But I believe it's because when you're in the garage, if you're a ham-fisted person, you're literally handing ham sandwiches to people while they're doing work. You're literally, my fists are full of, when that's my job in the garage. It's like, Farrah, ham! And I just bring people a fist full of ham with bread on it, and then they're happy. And
Well,
then they can go back to work and finish my race car.
To add to your point, if you asked Brad about my importance in that Haynes manual shop, he would have said that I was next to useless, if not fully outright useless. So might as well have.
But if you didn't try to do something and then make everything worse, that's okay.
Yeah, so he taught me how to replace all 24 of the valve guide seals. And so that was a tedious, get the pick in there and like just figure out your way through it. That was, it's like if you show me how to do one thing, okay, I'll just repeat it over and over again. That's, so I helped out significantly with that part. And I figured the work that Brad and I and all the other people who helped probably saved us $15,000 on repairs.
Yeah, top end rebuild is like $15K. Is that basically what you did?
So we found out through that it didn't need head studs after all, and what was actually causing the smoking issue, the valve seals were kind of okay, but it was good to replace them anyway. Now we have longevity in that thing. But it was the muffler. The muffler was full of oil. And so when the engine would heat up, it would start burning off.
Oh.
So that was the only reason. Full compression, strong engine, everything's fine with the car.
That's hilarious to find that out after the engine is already apart.
So then we got it running. It's right at the end of April of 2018. We got it running, and it ran for 0.9 of a mile. But then the fuel system cleared out enough to where it was flooding the engine. The CIS is stuck open, basically.
Oh,
so Marco Garacci at TLG Auto, I told him what was going on. He's like, no, it's your CIS is stuck open. What you want to do is put a torch to the little piston in there that actuates it because it's stuck open, and put it in some soft vice clamps. And then I'm like, I'm not that good mechanically. Like I'm not going to blow my face up trying to do that. I'll have it fixed eventually. I'll throw money at it when there's money to throw at it. So that brings us to 2021 because in a couple of days, about 3 days or so, I'm going to be using the 2021 Honda Ridgeline Sport RT, with the bronze wheels that they have out right now.
Oh, do they have a special one?
Yeah.
There's a special Ridgeline?
The special
it's
Sport.
Sport?
Yeah, Hbd Sport model.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hbd Sport.
So they updated the look for this year. And the Hbd Sport has those bronze wheels and the extra oversized fender flares.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, and that's pretty strong looking.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
that looks okay. That's not too bad.
So
I like that look.
So I'm gonna tow Stork up to near Sacramento, Morris Motors, Sutton Morris, good friend of mine, and we're gonna try to get to the home run here.
I kind of like the bronze. So what's left? What needs to be going to Sacramento for?
Fixing the CIS, and then just a couple other things like ECS tuning. Back when I was, we had the sponsorship with Internet Brands back when I was still working there.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of free stuff from them. So we're gonna put on the Coney shocks that they gave me, and a couple other things. Just those little knickknacks to kind of help it out. I mean,
the ride height in this photo it seems a little high.
Extraordinarily high, yeah.
Why is there just no engine in it?
I think that was when it didn't have an engine or something like that. Yeah, it's a little bit lower.
It doesn't normally sit that high, right?
No. Yeah.
We have to work on that one.
I know. Yeah, I'd like to go That's 1 inch lower because I like a little bit of ride height.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I'm not
in
saying
LA,
Yeah, no, I'm not telling you to stance the thing.
No. I'm just saying
that's
1
just
inch.
right in that particular photo.
Yeah,
it seems a little high. That's okay though.
Yeah.
That's really exciting to have that car and get it actually working.
Yeah.
What's the state of the interior and stuff?
The seams are split on the seats, but the leather is otherwise pretty good. So, and then the back seats are flawless.
You got to talk to Catskin. Man, they're trying to get down on this shit. Catskin's looking for the project cars. You know them? KATs.
Yeah.
You should talk to them.
So my one concern with them is that do they do nothing but synthetic?
I have no idea.
Because all the Catskin products I've seen have been synthetic, and the look just didn't look quite right. Nothing against them, it just wasn't really to my taste.
I wonder if they do cloth. That could be fun.
My goal is to get it as close to factory original.
Factory? Oh, well, if that's the case, then do the factory thing.
Well, it's agreed with my late father. It's because I never got the opportunity to see that car nice, so I want to put in the work to make it nice.
Okay.
For my in my time of existence. So
well, then you can probably just get a local place to repair that one section of leather.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
So yeah.
I don't need to make no suggestions. Then your dad will guide you the way like Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Guide my sword.
Manuel, you'll have a dream and you'll be like, my dad said I should get houndstooth claws.
Yeah.
Dad, did I hear you? Turbos? Is that what I heard on this?
Safari? Getting ambitious here.
All right, I want to open this lovely wrapped gift you brought, Zach and I.
So,
it
yeah.
feels like alcohol
All right.
at first glance. I mean,
So-
it's got the trappings of alcohol.
Before you finish opening
Oh,
it,
yeah, okay.
I want to. So this is my third time on the show. Third time's a charm. So I'm bringing the charm.
Ah.
And it's also to thank you because you're like the Carson of car shows. And every time I come on this show, my followers go up, and
good.
it's always a nice
There's a
way
mild bump.
a mild bump.
Yeah, a bump.
Oh yeah,
Follower bump.
yeah. No, it's
yeah.
mild. It's pretty significant. So
cool.
I always, I'm always so appreciative to be on here.
Go follow Manuel. So he
Manuel.
Manuel, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Excuse me.
No worries.
Let's see what we have. Oh boy. You know, my wife would be mad because I could have reused the paper.
I have
does
more
that?
paper in the car.
Why
if you
would
need-
you?
Jewish women.
Men do not give a fuck
know.
about gift wrapping. I just
I
want
mean,
to
this
state
is
that.
it's a nice gift wrapping though. I appreciate.
I had a gift wrap.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's booze. Green spot. Wow, what the fuck is this? This seems nice.
Special shit.
This seems like special. Like I don't actually know what this is, which is okay because I don't know that much. Green spot, single pot still Irish whiskey, finished in Bordeaux wine cask, triple distilled, Chateau Léoville Barton Saint Julien.
Only the best.
What the fuck? This seems really good. Johnny's probably
in a
like
box.
Johnny's probably out there going, "You don't know what that is, you asshole." Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like to look up what this is after the show, but
Please do.
There's oh wait, what does it say? Is in the contribution of the French oak, which drives the initial aroma, adding some crisp woodland notes to the spicy single pot still character. Wow, I don't have a glass in here, but I really want to try this. Is there any? I have an empty. This is ghetto. I'm so sorry, but fuck it. This looks good, and I don't want to stop the show to go get a glass. So
I'll get a glass.
you want to get a couple glasses, Zach, and we'll try
You
this.
want one?
Yeah, I'm down.
You want
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Yeah, Manuel's gonna try to fucking get down on this. Oh wow! Holy shit! That smells good as hell. This smells really nice, and it's got kind of a red color
It's a
to
beautiful
it
color
too.
to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really like gold. That's fucking dank. Where'd you learn about this?
So my buddy Sam Bendall, he recommended that to me a long time ago, and so I've purchased it before for another friend. And,
Delightful.
And yeah, so
I've made a mess of the table here.
you know, when you know it's good, you just kind of repeat it. So
Yeah, no, get a case.
yeah,
Keep it. Give it to everybody.
yeah.
This is awesome. How exciting! I can't wait when Zach gets back with the
Yeah,
glass.
it's gonna
That's
be good.
cool.
Yeah.
So how long until your car's actually done? You think?
I don't know.
We have
I
weeks.
I figure give Sutton a month to get it done. No hurry. You know,
Aha.
it's not like our previous attempts at getting the car running, where we wanted to get it at to Lepke on time to show off there. You know, it's just for whatever next car show or subsequent car show comes after when it's done, it'll be we'll enjoy it.
You gonna make a big poster board? An album? You gotta put something.
I mean,
You rocks or no rocks?
no rocks for this one.
All right.
When I took it to SEMA in 2017, Renlist, IB Internet Brands made me a roll-up thing, one of those roll-up display things that you can put in front of the car to give people the information
Oh,
as to what
really?
they can
Yeah.
buy. So I have that still.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is an amazing story. It is. It's very cool. And thankfully, it's a car that you want to keep driving. It's not
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
my dad left me this Carmen Gio. I mean, some people like those. I don't like those. They're like some piece of shit. And you're
Yeah.
like, I got to keep the flame alive. But like, it's a cool car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was brought home from the hospital in a Mercury Topaz or something, like in a real shit box. Well,
All right.
L'chaim, Manuel.
Yes,
Thank you for
l'chaim.
that. That is excellent.
welcome.
Don't be insulted by the fact that I put an ice cube in this. There is no
That opens it up.
booze on earth.
No, it's fine. That opens up the
too
notes.
good and too good. Fuck you, Johnny.
This is really, really good.
Pop-up headlights suck, Johnny.
Oh yeah, bro.
Smooth.
That's good as fuck. Zach, I know you're not. I know Zach got.
Today's not the
Zach
day.
got the shot. Zach got the shot number 2. He's got a little Moderna love going
Yeah,
on right
Moderna.
now. Little post Moderna.
I had a rough night. I felt like I was coming off of heroin.
He's got
I feel like one of the doors.
the old post-Moderna glow.
The mojo rising.
Yeah. Yeah. Hannah had the old post-Moderna glow on Sunday, too. She thought we thought I was going to be the one. Because she was like, no big deal. She's going to skate through it. Nope. Your boy was good. The wife, not so much.
So I got the Johnson & Johnson April 8th.
Yeah.
And that took me out the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm famously fragile, so it was, it was to be expected.
One of my young, healthy employees got the J&J, the limited edition joint, before they discontinued this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got
that
one for it.
fire limited early release shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got wrecked for 2 days, but now he's kosher.
Yeah.
He had the Four Loko before it was barred.
Get your shots, people. I cannot tell you how good it feels, even if you get fucking wrecked for a day. The level of anxiety that you didn't even know you had, that goes away, it feels so fucking good. So good. Fucking, you get that 5G in you. You get beamed up to Billy and 50% to Melinda now. Oh! But I'm just saying, it feels, I'm telling you, you didn't even know you had the anxiety. And then you get the shot and you're like, holy shit, I am definitely not getting COVID now.
Right, you can travel without a mask on.
And you're like, this is okay. I feel real nice about this.
Exactly.
Then you can go back to some indoor dining and Pilates class and shit. This is the problem. Don't let me drink any more of this. This is why I knew it was booze, and I was like, I have a Pilates class at 6. So please.
You're going to fall off the machine again.
Yeah, that happened once.
I know.
Only once, though.
Are you still doing the 7-day-a-week thing?
What?
Like you were running for 7 days a week, or you were doing like you were exercising.
I was
7 days a week?
over-exercising.
Okay.
I have dialed that a little bit back. It was
Okay.
not working out.
Okay,
It's not good. I actually don't recommend doing 7-day-a-week workouts. Your body will get tired.
Yeah, because during the pandemic, I started running again. I hadn't run since I was in cross country and track in high school.
Yeah.
So I got back into that again, and I feel like it took a couple years off my appearance, which is nice. You know, and like the tissues look oxygenated.
You look skinny.
You know, so yeah, and I've been taking a tea break. So
Do you jog at lights? And you go running and
No,
you hit a
I'm
red
not- I'm
light?
not-
do you keep it moving?
I'm not one of those guys. I just kind of wait in frustration, like, come on, just turn green, damn it.
Just go.
Yeah,
My adrenaline's wearing off. I need to go.
yeah,
Need to
like
go.
it's affecting my pace here. Yeah.
If you took the initiative to take pandemic time to get very healthy, then you're fucking smart.
I suppose.
A lot of people didn't do that.
Yeah.
I did, and then March to September 2020, I got to almost my adult low weight, and then I had to put in the hours running this place, and I had to reduce certain things, and I wasn't eating quite as healthy, and I fucking got a little bump back, and now I'm figuring out, because Pilates opened again, how now I'm getting back to where I'm supposed to be, but on fewer days. That's the goal.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Well,
It's hard as fuck.
You turned 40 this year.
You're right.
You said
It's embarrassing that you know that.
I watched your two most recent Joe Rogan appearances, and you said that you were going to try to get into the best shape of your life.
I did say that. It's in writing.
So how is that going? Because I'm trying to do that too. I'm 36. I have 4 years.
Well, if California continues to do as well as it's done,
Yeah.
and things continue to open and stay open, be open, and I manage to not hurt myself, it will be fine.
Okay, good.
It will be great.
All right.
Everything was awesome until they fucking shut the goddamn Pilates studio down, and then it was fucked. Seriously, it was great.
Did Hannah get you into it, or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so. You ever try that shit? It's
I haven't.
hard.
I haven't. No.
You'd be good at it. You're skinny.
I do yoga. Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah. Well, if you do, it's
Like more meditation
it's
based, but yeah.
it's unstable yoga is what it is.
Oh, okay.
You do yoga shit combined with like push-ups and stuff like that and cable exercises on a thing, a machine that's unstable with springs on it that can be adjusted for different tensions. So it's like, imagine doing like a lunge or a squat, but on an variably unstable surface. It's fucking tough.
I like it.
But like, when I first started going, I was like, every person who does this is in an amazing shape. I am by far the least fit person to ever do this activity. And I found out that isn't entirely true. It's pretty close to being true, but it's really good motivation for like when women in their 50s are like smoking you, you're like, holy whatever this is, it's really good for you. Like, and yeah, so, and it feels really good because half of your body is about to die from the exercise and the other half is getting a stretch at the same time. So it's like a stretching thing. It's cool. You got to swallow your pride though.
No, I'd try it for sure.
Yeah.
I would try it.
You should.
Yeah.
Come, fucking do it. We do it I'm not going to say where we do it, but I'll tell you after the show where we do it.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's really, really hard, and I hate every minute of it. And then on the walk home, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty glad I did that. Let me book the next shit.
Well, you walk all the way back to, I don't want to say where you live, but to...
It's within walking distance of my house.
Oh, okay,
the
cool.
one I go to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So it's not too far. All right.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
No.
It's in Venice. There's no shortage. You can fucking spin around, pin the tail on the fucking donkey, and like blindly hit a 9-iron
That is true.
onto the
That is
roof
true.
of a Pilates studio.
That's true. Yeah,
Venice, it's
that
like
that
really-
element slipped my mind, but yes.
Yeah, no. Venice, where Pilates meets homelessness.
Yeah.
My neighbor just was wearing the throwback Where Art Meets Crime shirt, which is my favorite Venice shirt of all time. We should just start printing
That's pretty
those.
funny.
I know.
Very accurate.
It is. Right? This is the shit. Some dangerous,
I like
some
it.
dangerous
Hey,
shit.
this is
this
way
one's
too-
definitely going in the top locker.
Way too smooth. Way
It's
too
very
smooth
good.
for
The top
anybody's own
locker is
good.
where the secret shit goes, and the bottom locker is where the stuff that Johnny brings over goes.
I would.
Sorry, I had to do it because of the booze.
Yeah.
Because the last stuff he brought, he trolled me with like a $17 bottle that turned out to be very good.
Okay.
It was.
JTS Brown.
Sounds right.
I think it was JTS Brown. Yeah, that's in the bottom locker. The bottom locker doesn't have a lock on it. It's pretty much open season.
Yeah.
Right, so the employees just open a locker and get hammered one night, which they would.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be okay.
I mean, I almost would like respect if they did, because young me, but they wouldn't. I'm so happy about your car, though. I can't wait to
Thanks,
see
man.
it driving.
Yeah. I can't wait to take it to more car shows. I mean, I was at Jay Ryan's Good Vibes Breakfast Club last Friday.
Ugh, best car show ever.
And yeah, just so many great people. Got to see friends I hadn't seen in years. And I'm actually going to be on his show May 27th.
He must be on a booking spree. I got the email for that. Hey man, it's been a while.
Well, I told him I was
show?
going to. No, I told him I was
I told
going
him I would do it for one of those CBGB knockoff shirts. I want one of them shits. They're fire.
Well, it's my fault actually.
The CBGB knockoff shirt?
No,
You make
not that part. When I told him that I was going to be on your show today, he's like, I need to get him back on, so that's why I
Yes.
hit you up. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, do Jay Ryan show. I always, especially after the fine work he did here.
Well, okay, so I am a huge fan of his show, Late Night Playset, Live at 5, because, for those who don't know, it's a recreation of David Letterman's set.
As
from
is his persona.
Yep, right. And, but I'm an aspiring actor now. That's like
Because of that?
No. A lot has happened in the past 3 years of my life, but long story short, I decided.
You're acting?
Not yet. I've wanted to be an actor. I decided I was going to be an actor in my 40s when I was 25. So at 36,
This is like my little thing that I wrote that I want to be in the best shape of my life by 40. You want to be an actor?
in my 40s.
Okay.
Yes.
So you want to wait until you're in your 40s?
Well, I'm starting the process now.
I want to
Interesting.
play a high schooler on Melrose Place. I need to be
He could.
39
He could.
and a half.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
You could still play a high schooler.
I'm doing my best.
100%. You could be in any Amy Heckerling film for sure.
Whoa, Stacy's doing cocaine. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I mean I'm always going to be an automotive journalist, automotive writer. That's my main passion. But yeah, on the side, I
Actor slash journalist and not the other way around.
journalist slash actor.
Journalist slash actor.
Yeah, right,
not the
right.
other way
You
around.
do it the backwards order. Most people in LA come here to be an actor,
Yeah.
and then fall back on something
I
and land somewhere else.
Well, because I
you're
never
flip that,
I never wanted to be that struggling kid. Excuse me.
and yet you went into auto journalism,
Yes.
where all the money is.
But I didn't want to be the kid struggling in his 20s working at a restaurant to get by. That would have killed me. So, and I'm like, I did my 4 years of college, got my bachelor's degree in communication journalism, and then, worked my way into where I am now. But yeah, so it's nice to have a career that you like as your basis, and then
Yeah.
you can have fun with acting,
Yeah,
and there's
true.
less pressure on it, and then it allows your art to flourish.
I guess the career you like as your basis should. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it shouldn't, but it's hard to have a gig economy career as your basis, only to have a gig economy career as the follow-up, I suppose. That's why I'm parking cars to support my gig economy podcasting. But far be it for me to deny anyone their dream. Certainly not in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So what kind of acting do you want to do?
I'll do. I want to do anything.
I mean, obviously Shakespeare, but like, what beyond that? Everyone wants to do Macbeth.
I'd say that one of my biggest inspirations is Al Pacino, Glengarry Glen Ross. Like I have 10 minutes of dialogue of that film memorized.
Okay.
For like back at Radwood 2017, I was I was under the influence of a particular green substance, and I ended up doing the entire Blake 8-minute Alec Baldwin monologue to the entire party.
Really? If I give you the second half of this bottle, you do that on the show, it'd be a good clip, I think.
That movie has amazing dialogue, really amazing.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's, so Pacino is like my biggest acting inspiration. So, I don't know if that answers the question, but.
No, I can see, I can kind of see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see you doing like a little Scarface kind of action.
Oh, and then I had this.
But why, like, why wait till your 40s?
Okay. So when I lived in Australia, I was my landlord was a very good, still is a very good friend of mine. His name's Wayne Pigrem. He made it, he hit it big when he landed the role of Scorpius in the sci-fi TV show Farscape. So a global.
Never heard of either, but sure.
It's a global sci-fi show.
Okay.
Yeah. So that allowed him.
What's the show called?
Farscape.
Farscape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he played Morpheus, like crazy, sinister-looking character.
Uh-huh.
And that allowed him to buy his flat in Sydney that I ended up living in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he had an empty room for me that I used, and I was like, I'm kind of considering. But this is back when I'm 25, living there. And we were hanging out one night, and I was like, I do want to be an actor. I just don't really. I'm not sure, but I do. I'm interested in it. And he's like, well, mate, a lot of people in their 20s, they struggle, and once they get burnt out, and then it leaves a lack of people in their 40s. So there's a demand of people in their 40s.
There's a demand.
Yeah. And I'm like, so work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, the Catskin is just like, I need a non-alcoholic guy in their 40s. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm like, I don't want to struggle doing this. I want it to be kind of natural, and it's everything requires hard work, obviously.
Sure.
But why work against the odds?
But what if you end up staying looking like this? You look like you're 25. What if that happens forever? And they're like, I'm sorry, sir. You look like you're 25. We need someone who looks like they're 47. You're like, but I'm 57. And they're like, I'm sorry. We just can't help you. Would you get cosmetic surgery to age yourself?
I mean, you could just do a lot of drugs and age yourself.
Yeah,
right?
I like that strategy. That's a good strategy. I can see you've thought this through. Okay, yeah.
There are zero doctors in LA that would help find a way to make you age. You want to do what?
I'm sorry, that's completely on research science. No one has any idea how to do that.
Ask us to make you fly.
We could get you Charlie Sheen's agent. I mean, that's probably the fastest. I mean, you do a week at Charlie's house. That's probably it, right?
Visit Keith Richards, hang out for a month. He's preserved himself like he hit 70 early and stayed there.
You know what's fucked up? My wife's family kept talking about her dad like that. Like, oh yeah, he just might have a little bit of a problem, but like, it's like Keith Richards. Like, he'll never. I'm like, but that's heroin, and he's worth $100 million. That's not how it works with beer.
Well, and if you read
but then
Keith's
it did
book,
work, strangely
Keith's
enough.
book, he's like, I didn't do a ton of something. He would do a little heroin, a little coke, and then play guitar. Like he said, he would like modulate it. It was like someone who drinks, coffee and then smokes a joint. Little up, little down, and then play. He's like, I wasn't just, funneling bags into my arm.
I love that combo.
I would bet you that
cannabis. Coffee and cannabis is the best.
It is, but it can go like really bad. Like I've had days where I used to use sativa weed as a stimulant the same way that you would use caffeine. And I would in the morning have like like a really high grade, like light roast, fucking Ethiopian supernova coffee, combined with a fucking binger of some, super 32% mega hashy sativa, and if I had like even a third of the second cup of coffee, I would basically just have like full-on anxiety attacks.
Oh, wow,
there would be
okay.
multiple times in the last year where that would happen, and I full-on thought I had COVID. I convinced myself,
wow, okay.
and I would like fucking exit work and like be like, I'm closing the shop for an hour, and go get like a COVID test for no real reason other than my own paranoia at like 2 p.m. on a Saturday. And it happened a few times. And then I was like, all right, this is fucking crazy. I'm not going to give up coffee. So like, let me make sure I'm not doing super light roasts and no more sativas at all. And we're sponsored by a weed company. I have weed flowing from my eyeballs. But I told the guys, I was like, no, do not give me any sativas. And actually, it made a difference.
Okay.
It did.
All right. So indica only or hybrid or?
Indica or indica dominant hybrid.
Okay.
I have enough like natural energy that when combined with coffee, like indica don't slow me down.
Yeah,
it's not like
it makes no difference. Minimal difference.
I'm
for
not
me.
like gonna be just all of a sudden eating Cheetos on the couch.
Right.
Like I'm gonna go through my day. Yeah, no, my wife is like, I don't understand your level of consumption versus productivity should be studied. It's, it's really
True
fucking
champion.
crazy.
True champion.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But, dude, can we talk about your show?
Absolutely.
Your new show, which I have described to folks as basically Dirty Money, but for cars.
Is that
your crossover?
A little. Well, the way my analogy for it is like if you liked Tiger King in 2020, this is like the Tiger King for cars in 2021.
It's called Seduced by Speed. It's on MotorTrend, and it's It's where the pursuit of cars drives people to do various illicit and or shady things.
Exactly. So a common theme among many of the people that we describe in the first season of Seduced by Speed, 6 episodes.
It started
in the
as
first
a
season.
good idea.
Right. And ultimately it's the ambition of all these people to want to win in their respective disciplines and pursuits.
Right.
And then, it's like, okay, well, the conventional way may not work, and that may mean failure, and failure is not an option. Okay, what if we run drugs? What if we do a $20 million deal with what turns out to be the FBI?
Yeah.
It's or what if we, like with the Dale and Elizabeth Carmichael, let's swindle people out of $3 or $30 million. So, yeah.
I've seen all of the Dirty Monies, and let's see, in episode 1 you've got Carmichael and the Dale, you've got the DeLorean story, you've got the Vector, I see the Chisel Marauder, the drag racing, or is that sprint cars?
So that is
that one I'm not familiar with.
Dirt track racing with Gary Ballou.
What's the story there?
He ran marijuana.
Oh, that was me.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
Man, you're doing a documentary on some marijuana. Used to suck dick for coke. Sorry.
So he was running that hippie tobacco, and
And then we've got Malcolm Bricklin, which the trailer is very Bricklin focused.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Of those cars, the Bricklin is probably the ugliest. Although there's a common theme of them being pretty generally strange-looking cars.
Are you sure it's not the Dale's that's the ugliest?
No, the Dale's. Well, the Dale I don't think consider real.
All right. Yeah, it's not a real car. Yeah,
if we exclude fictional cars, fictional cars and specific dirt race cars, that leaves 4 cars: DeLorean, Bricklin, Vector. All of them have vertical doors. What is it about vertical doors and scam cars? Is it because we're trying? In fact, the fucking Dale had a vertical door too, didn't it? Didn't the Dale have a gull-wing door?
No, that was regular door.
It had a regular door?
That was barely attached to the...
That was a flimsy bullshit door. Right, okay.
Right.
What is it about...
The doors distract from how bad the car
true.
is. Yeah, that worked with the Model X.
Yeah. Why do the Yankees always win? Because of the pinstripes. It was just from Catch Me If You Can. I don't know. But people are distracted by the stripes. It's like a Christopher Walken line in Catch Me If You Can.
People think...
That's why the Yankees always win, because people are distracted by the pinstripes.
Those people are very simple.
Well, but you basically just described that philosophy, but applied to actual life instead of the Yankees.
But I think these doors are like, wow, that's cool, especially back when they made these. But pinstriped on baseball uniforms, like, oh, great, those are red and those are blue, and sure, great.
Whatever.
They don't try to static and camouflage. Like, where
I
did the
don't
players
need-
go?
I don't really need to defend the Christopher Walken line in Catch Me If You Can. I'm sorry. I don't. It was trying to make a joke. It doesn't need to be defended. I'm not dying on this hill. I don't care that much.
I have follow-up arguments.
Yeah, the vertical doors, it's really like, it's a car of the future.
Right.
It's, you're really selling something that's different from everything else on the road. And yeah, it distracts you from other things.
And sometimes the vertical doors, you could open the door in closer proximity to another car. So you would seem like you know more about cars than someone who'd been making them like Dodge for 100 years. And I think in a lot of these cases, it's like this was their first endeavor, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Dale, yes. DeLorean, yes. Let's see. The Vector was, well, there were a couple of iterations before. I mean, he did several iterations. Chisetta, yes. Gary Blue, that's racing only. And then Bricklin, yes. Well, unless you count his endeavors with Subaru of America before that.
Yeah, I mean, and also, DeLorean, yes, unless you count the fact that he's responsible for, like, the GTO and a whole
too.
bunch of
Right,
other
right.
actual cars at GM.
Right.
Where he did a more legitimate operation.
Right.
The Chiseta is really funny. I've actually seen one of these in person.
That was so cool.
An unbelievable piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's cool, though.
It's cool. No, I'll give you cool, but you want to talk about something that looks great from 8 feet away, an LCD TV on the internet, and not when you're examining it real close. But the multiple pop-up headlights are cool. That engine is literally just 2 engines like stuck together.
Essentially, yes.
It's 2 Jalpa engines, Lamborghini Jalpa engines, I
Kind
believe.
of like associated with that. It was its own design, but yeah, you had Lamborghini, and he was poaching Lamborghini Ferrari engineers, and
I mean, is that cap thing not really designed to cover the fact that there's 2 engine blocks stuck together?
I mean, yeah.
There's a photo of it. It looks like there's a cap on what might be where you would join 2 engine blocks.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's definitely 4 different valve covers. And the production car has got. Oh yeah, there's the engine's got. Right there, 4 valve covers on it.
And look, 2 oil filters too. So, yeah. I mean, yeah. But my favorite thing about the Chisetta is the interior, because that's like a 1988 supercar that looks like it's in the 90s. It reminds me of the BMW 8 Series interior, and the fact that a startup supercar manufacturer can make an interior as nice as an 8 Series.
They did an all right job. My friends at Curated in Miami, who I believe have this blue one for sale, or had it for sale as of a little bit ago, apparently Chiseta wanted every button and every panel and every switch to be totally unique, which is pretty cool. And like you said, it led to a very futuristic interior. He said it makes them fundamentally impossible to restore.
That is so depressing to hear.
And although everything is unique, some things are made of, like, as you can see, like molded plastic and or weird little bits from who knows where, how it was milled out or whatever. So he said these things are really, really tough to restore. Those switches are got to be used in something
Those
else.
look like
very 80s looking.
I can't believe that those weren't used in something else.
Yeah, that looks
mean,
supplied, but everything else looks like it was originally designed for Chisetta, and I have to respect that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but like, what a wonky ass fucking car, man. Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, have you seen there's another one there's a story called like Bad Boy Billionaires of India or something like that, which did the Vijay Mallya story, which is cool. He's the Kingfisher guy who ran Force India.
Okay.
He stole a bunch of money from these banks in
vaguely familiar.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. This guy's he's got, I don't know what you call the hairstyle in India, but it's the Indian equivalent of a mullet.
Okay.
Where it's kind of shaved up the sides and then ponytailed off the top to the back. Yeah, this guy, he really has a look of someone who has stolen a lot of money. I mean, I can't even. You just look at this guy and you go, yeah, that guy is a crook, definitely. And he ran Kingfisher Beer and Kingfisher Airlines, but also used this money and funneled it into Force India.
Right. I remember seeing that story now. Yeah.
Which then became, what do you call it?
Is it Racing Point?
Racing Point.
Right?
Yeah, when it folded, yeah.
But yeah, that could be a possible story idea for season 2.
Yeah.
But I do want to touch on another thing, because in my first appearance in November of 2017, you brought up what was it? It was called.
I'm afraid of whatever he's talking about now.
God Wants You to Roll by John Phillips. That could be a good topic for one of the episodes of season 2.
Yeah, that's an interesting book. Did you ever get around to it?
I never got around to it.
So yeah, it was a scam these guys ran against these churches, where he said these two guys would go to these churches and they would say, okay, we represent this person who has died, and he wants to leave all of his cars, and he's got a big commercial operation, and there's cars and trucks and vans and all these cars, and he wants to leave them to all of you people at the church. You just need to pay the registration fees for the cars, and then you get the cars. And he would get people to give them, $200 for a Lincoln, $300 for a Chevy van, and whatever. And they would take the money and be like, all right, the cars will be here in 3 weeks. And then they just disappear. And they went to church after church after church and just were scamming all these people. And they were so brazen about it that they got to a point where the model year cars they were talking about giving away were from after the guy supposedly died.
Wow.
They were like, our client, he died in 2008, whatever. It's like, well, seems like there's a 2011 Lincoln Town Car on this list. Like, what
they were 19 when they did it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They're precocious.
Young, enterprising individuals.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an interesting book. It's called God Wants You to Roll, 2005. It's on paperback. And yes, it would be an interesting car adjacent. It's more of a financial scam than an actual, because it wasn't perpetuated.
Right.
Your series seems to focus on people that did shady things to keep their car businesses going.
Correct.
So Elon Musk obviously will be in the next one, right?
We shall see. Yeah, stay tuned.
I'm sure he'd like that.
Yeah.
What was your favorite story to investigate, really?
Well, I mean, we had producers for that. So the producers would compile all the knowledge, and then I would just study it and then tell it in my own words, basically. The format of the show was you would do a Zoom interview. This is during the peak of COVID. Well, as soon as we could film.
Yeah.
So I got notification. They hit me up out of the blue. The executive producer hit me up out of the blue. Had never heard of him before. December 9th, 2019. And that was my mom's birthday.
It's a perfect time to start a project.
The producer Alex Hoff hit me up just randomly in an email, and I was visiting my mom. So I'm going to read this email, and he's like, yeah, we think you'd be a good fit for this show we're in development with. Got time for a phone call. And so, then that transitions into January 7th. We film a mini pilot to show to MotorTrend.
The teaser pilot,
right?
Yes.
Teaser, little sizzle pilot. Yeah.
Guys, we got to get the essence of like a 36-minute episode. We got to do it in about 90 seconds. We've got about $300. What can we do? We got sandwiches, one tripod, and this audio guy over here picking his nose. What can we make happen there?
Yeah, it was a little bit more high budget than that, but yeah, it was. So yeah, we did that. It was a fully professional production, even the mini pilot. And then on February 11th, which is my father's mother's birthday, so it was like interesting how like matrilineal, patrilineal. I found out that we got picked up by MotorTrend, and we were scheduled to start filming late March.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect timing.
So we all know what happened to that. Yeah. So that delayed things till August. So we started filming everything in August and didn't finish until mid-November.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, the way the format worked was, we'd do a Zoom interview, and they would interview me for like 3 hours on each show, and then they would cut together the best stuff that I'd say, and then they would take my words and then read them back to me, and they'd say, you don't have to say them exactly the way you did them originally, but get the gist of it. And so that's how we did it. Yeah, when we filmed the actual.
Ugh, what a pain in the ass.
I loved it. I loved the format. It was seamless to me.
Really?
Yeah, it was really easy.
Oh, I hate doing shit over Zoom. I'd so much rather be in a booth.
No,
Put me in a booth.
Well, it was like
you have to like freeform, and then they would figure out what's going to work.
Yeah,
the best,
it worked for me.
Yeah,
it's just
cool.
like it was a perfect fit, and it was fun. Every part of it was fun. I hope we can do it again. I mean, nothing's been announced about a season 2. But
by the way, I don't mean
crossed.
like making the show sucks. I just mean having to do it over Zoom sucks. That's all.
I didn't mind it.
Really?
Nah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just over Zoom.
Yeah. I think most people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I was spared from it. I didn't have to do a lot of that Zoom stuff, outside of the show. So I don't think I'm too burnt out on Zoom. But
we've had to do the show over Zoom.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
I hate it. Sometimes, I mean, it's nice to occasionally be able to get a guest that you couldn't otherwise get.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
fucking no.
I feel your pain.
It's just the vibe is wrong.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'd rather be in person. That's why I'm happy to be with you guys today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I mean, other than never really seeming to come out, what was the issue with Vector in terms of the shadiness?
So,
Was it just financial?
yeah, there was nothing that Jerry Weigert really didn't do anything shady. He was an above board guy, and he ended up dying just after because the show went on the MotorTrend app December 4th, and then went to the network February 13th. So between that time, Jerry Weigert ended up passing away. So rest in peace, Jerry Weigert.
Your show definitely killed him.
Oh, you never know.
I heard that he saw your show and then went that mother, and then just dropped.
Yeah, he saw my performance, especially now. But but yeah, so but he was otherwise a good guy, but the promise of possibly making it big with the wrong investors, and he didn't realize they would be the wrong investors, but he was looking for any way to continue going forward. And then he was at the New York Auto Show, I believe, and these Indonesian folks came up to him, and they were really interested in it. Turns out these Indonesian guys, it's like Tommy Suharto. He is the son of the dictator of Indonesia at that time, back in 1992 or so. And they go out to dinner, and these guys really want to invest, and so that's why that episode is called Deal with the Devil.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's just about that particular interaction.
Just getting involved with the wrong people.
Right.
And it wasn't him.
Not
it was,
doing due diligence.
Right.
Yeah. Is it like? Did you ever see? Have you seen Operation Odessa?
No.
Which I can't recommend highly enough on Netflix. It's about a guy named Tarzan. Yes, Tarzan.
All right.
It's like a Russian guy who procures weapons for the Colombian cartels, up to and including a nuclear submarine from Russia. It's fucking crazy.
It sounds almost like the Russian version of the American guy that Nicolas Cage played in that one movie.
Lord of War.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genius.
Tarzan. There's Tarzan.
My name is Tarzan. Yeah. Is that your Christian name or? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy. That shit is great. What are some of the other stories that you did not get to cover but would like to poke around? God Wants You to Roll would be a good one.
That would be a good one. I'd like to do kind of like an overview of the GM X body stuff. Yeah, that's the idea that keeps sticking in my mind. My other co-host, Sean Lawrenson, who's also on Seduced by Speed, he's the idea man. He's probably got like 20 ideas because he's so knowledgeable about all that history.
What about...
Is it the Whiting brothers?
Oh, the Whittington brothers.
Whittington brothers.
Yeah, the drug lords. They're not drug lords. That's an inappropriate term. The drug dealers who won 24 Hours of Le Mans overall in the GT class.
Oh, that's right. Marco
Porsche
mentioned that in your
935.
Instagram. Yeah. That guy just died on April 23rd.
Oh, the Whittington? One of the Whittingtons?
One of the Whittingtons, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because that was the guy who won in the Porsche
935.
35, yeah.
Bruce owns the car.
And okay.
Bruce Meyer owns it.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, and he and his brother, so...
Don Whittington and Bill Whittington, yeah.
Right.
And Paul Newman.
Yeah, so Marco said, it's good you have him on. It's like fitting, it's timely because of Whittington just dying.
Yeah. That would be a good story.
That would be.
They did the Scott Tucker story on Dirty Money. I actually think, did he just get out of jail? I think he got some kind of legal victory, Scott Tucker. Sentenced to 16 years in jail. Oh, there. That June 2020. No, that's not right. No? Guess not. I guess not. He's in prison. Is that a new up there? Is that a? That's not new, is it?
No, this is old.
Oh.
But this one from 2020 says.
Wait, February 9th, 2021. What's that one? The top one. I've been sentenced to 16 years. I guess he was 16 years in prison. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely Scott Tucker going to jail.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, good. He went to jail. All right. I don't know why I thought that I read that he got a legal victory, but no, good. He meant to go to prison, and that's an amazing bit of video. If you haven't seen that,
I haven't.
The show's the Dirty Money episode with Scott Tucker. They're literally interviewing him while his race cars are being repossessed from his house. He's just sitting there, and there's guys in the background just taking his fucking race cars away.
Holy crap! The timing.
It was crazy. I don't know if it was intentional or how it worked, but it was nuts.
It was amazing. And his wife has some gems about how detached from reality she is. Oh my God. She's just like, people just wouldn't understand what it's like to lose all the things you have. And you're just watching this like, are you saying this out loud? It is incredible.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's incredible.
It is a very wild piece of detachment from reality. It's a great way to describe it. Yeah.
Damn.
That'd be a really fun one. I also think there's some. What is the? Oh fuck me. I just blanked. The guys. The three-wheel Elio, the Elio motors, right? Isn't that the one that's like a Ponzi scheme or not a Ponzi scheme, but like the three-wheeled thing? Right. I don't think it's electric. I think it's got some tiny little bullshit lawnmower engine in it, but it's like the three-wheeled car that just never happened and will never happen.
Yeah.
That could be a good one. That's like an ongoing.
That is ongoing. So
it's
an
ongoing scam.
Right. So right. Taking notes.
You could also talk about those fucking guys down in San Antonio that are taking people's money in cars and making them disappear. You fuckers heard me. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh shit.
We don't have to talk about that now. We'll talk about that later. So they tried to talk shit about me on TikTok. Well, guess what, bitch? I don't have TikTok, so
The Better Business Bureau complaints for Elio Motors.
34 complaints for Elio Motors. The BBB. I paid a $1,000 deposit. Been trying to get a hold of this company, and they have not responded. I want my full investment of $1,000. Yep. It seems like there are a lot of investors that want their money back. Yep.
Yeah.
That's not so good. That's not so good. I don't recommend giving Elio Motors any money. And guys, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to get your money back.
Yeah.
Zach was organizing the super chat. Is there a lot of questions, Zach?
There's a few. A few.
Several. Get in there, folks, if you want to ask us something interesting. I don't want to talk about sedans. Please, no sedans.
I love a good sedan. I do.
We shouldn't talk. Manuel rolled up in an A4, and we don't want to be discriminatory against sedans.
It's all good. I understand.
Yeah, JF brought us into A4 land, so we know about the A4. His A4 was mobbing as a camera car during our muddy rally stage.
Oh, the new black one.
Yeah, the black one. Yeah.
That one's good because it worked. Because he had his original one where none of the windows would go down,
and the
air conditioning was broken. And if you drove it in the summer, everything would fog up.
Yes, it was terrible.
Was that the off-roading thing you guys did recently? My buddy Ross Ballot was like, ask them about the off-roading trip they did recently or something like that.
We did an off-roading trip, not in an A4.
It was like some trucks. It was a truck.
Yeah, it was a Mercedes Sprinter, and Zach just had a picture of his Instagram up with the F-150 that he was driving, the Power Boost hybrid joint, and I was in the I was in the
that way. Yeah, that's what he showed me. Yeah,
off-highway vans, Mercedes Sprinter 4x4, which is a very good off-road vehicle. It's fucking capable.
So I have a video of me in what I call Clifford. a
And what is
4x4
Clifford?
diesel Sprinter, 2500.
Yeah.
On KO2s.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what this was.
Okay, yeah. So I fell in love with that thing. I hope to own one. Well, actually, probably would get a Transit right now because you can get an EcoBoost 3.5 in it. Yeah, so I
The
want
diesel
some speed.
is the least interesting part of the Transit of the Sprinter 2500.
It's a workhorse, but I want some fun too. Even though I know it's a van, but
It's just not when you're off-roading. The diesel is not that responsive unless you put it in like if you're in
give you that.
manual mode and
Yeah.
like fine paddle shifting,
Yeah.
okay, but like the response is a little lazy on it.
yeah,
But I understand why you'd want gas.
I felt like I was on a UN peacekeeping mission and about to save
Yeah.
some lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The seats are really comfortable, and you
Yeah.
can go for hours and hours and hours. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was really really cool van.
Love that thing.
Yeah, I and it really did in a lot of ways feel like a Mercedes, which was like, oh shit, it's not just a cargo van.
It felt more to me like overbuilt Mercedes of the 80s than a lot of their products.
Sure, yeah, I mean in
Today,
terms of like how the doors open and stuff like that,
Right.
But just like the general quality of it was very very high.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah. Good, we got a few of those coming in. Check this out. So I'm driving this this Shark Blue GT3, the new one, and they sent me the watch. So this watch is from Porsche Design.
Okay.
It's optional with the car. It matches the color of your GT3, and you have to have a GT3 to get one.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
You can, and I mean, in fairness, they make a pretty similar version of this that is not color matched to your GT3 and that has a regular winding rotor instead of the GT3 wheel winding rotor, and like it's a lot less expensive. And like it's readily available at like Porsche Experience Center and places like that, Porsche Design Stores. But this specific one, which is branded GT3, it has a GT3 wheel winding rotor and GT3 details, and will come color matched to your car. You have to be a GT3 owner to get one. And this is a loaner. This came with the press card.
Yeah.
Obviously give it back. But
Right.
it's kind of nice though, huh?
If I can check it out.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts on? Because I remember you said it a couple years ago that you weren't really into the idea of watches that correspond exactly with cars because it's already an implied relationship.
Yeah.
So
totally accurate, except Porsche Design. Obviously, well, not obviously for
the
all the
movement
listeners.
back here too.
That's cool, isn't it?
Right? Yeah. Incredible.
It's a separate company, but inextricably intertwined with regular Porsche, right? So if you go to a Porsche dealership, they're selling Porsche Design shit in the service department.
Right.
If they, it's not. It's to me, it is.
It's beautiful.
It makes, and also Porsche Design is a legitimate watch manufacturer in its own right that's been making watches since like the 70s.
And they're
60s,
not
70s.
outsourcing anything, right?
The movement is based on a Valjo 7750 movement, which is outsourced, but
From a really, really good.
it's a very good company, and a lot of people outsource the movement. And it is a modified and decorated version of that movement. That's not necessarily a point against. That movement can be serviced by a lot of different types of people. You don't have to take it to a super specialty shop. It's more, to me, this is more legit than, say, the Breitling Bentley combos, which are like... Breitling does, you know what I mean? It's like you can't normally buy Breitlings at a Bentley dealer.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not.
No.
So I'm not just making an exception to my rule because I'm holding this one in the hand. Porsche Design happens to make really nice watches, and they have a known aesthetic, which this follows. And I think it's pretty cool that you can customize it from the factory like this, that you can order it with the matched stitching and the matched paint. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's like $9,000. It's expensive, obviously, but in terms of options on a GT3, you could spend $9,000 on stupider shit than a watch. I can bring this into the bar with me.
Well, I find it interesting that it's the same price as the rev limit of that car.
No, yeah, I don't think that's intentional.
Okay, I was just.
I think that's G, but I don't think it's intentional.
But it's cool that they were able
piece.
to. They were able to make a watch that corresponds with the car that kind of fits within the watch experts'
Yeah, I mean,
coolness factor, you know?
Yeah, like no, people wear Porsche designed watches, and they're real watches. It's not a fashion brand. It's not an homage to the cars. It's not a marketing connection. Porsche designed watches are very real. Magnus has 4 or 5 different interesting Porsche design watches that he's all about. That dude, Michael O'Neill Wrench, who we've had on the show a couple times, he's all about the Porsche design watches. I think Spike's got one. I mean, Seinfeld's got one. There people take them seriously as watches.
Okay,
and so
cool,
that's
cool.
I think why it's okay. All they've really done is a couple little special details and make the color match, which is, that's cool.
Yeah, respect.
That's fucking good ass whiskey.
I mean, I got to drive, but
What
if I
else
weren't
is
driving-
on your fucking list? Your list is crazy long.
I wanted to ask about, you've been doing this for 10 years almost. Is it going to be like a 10-year anniversary show? I know you have
we don't even
numbered
remember
episode
when
shows.
we get to like, people are like,
forget, yeah.
episode 500 is next week. What are you going to do? We're like, what? That is?
I was episode
No.
300, but yeah, I mean, that wasn't a sell.
We don't.
We should do something at 1,000. I'll pay attention. Once we
At
get into
1,000,
nines.
maybe we'll pay attention.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
No. I don't know when if you say it's almost 10. Like I'll trust you. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Our
said
first show was 2011.
I think it's been
2011.
10 years. Yeah, right.
in 2011. Yeah.
Sure.
I think the studio is kind of a celebration.
I think
That
I mean,
is
look
true.
where
That's
we
a good
are. The
point.
fact that we have this dope studio after 10 years, I
Yeah.
think is
And to
and
another
this lovely table.
Well, to another point is that I also wanted to kind of give a token of celebrating what is an incredible feat of pushing through bureaucratic bullshit. You know, like having to go through, oh yeah, this planter didn't quite work out, and so now it's 5 times the cost, and you know, all the crap that you had to go through, and you kept a positive attitude for it. Because here's my thing, all right? So many people get
you weren't here every day.
You were definitely not here
Well,
every day.
but I mean, you
saw in the video. It's funny in the videos because it was already over by then. No. I did not have a positive attitude every day.
But
I had
I
a
mean-
very negative attitude most days.
But so many people
Credit where
get
it's due.
so many people get bogged down by the California bureaucracy, and they just move out and
Well,
give up.
what
And
are you
didn't
gonna-
give up.
Yeah, but it was too late to turn back. I mean, what are you going to do? You know, once you. I appreciate that. It's very nice, but I don't get a medal for that. It was just like some of it was just like some of those people that moved out and didn't do it, they might have been smarter than me because they might have gotten what they wanted somewhere else and had better margins and less headaches and whatever than I did, and that's fine. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to try to disparage those people.
no,
or anything. Yeah, you know.
certainly not,
Yeah.
certainly not. But it's a lot of the things that that when I learned that this was a problem, like it was just too, it's too late to turn back. You really didn't have. I didn't really have a choice but to keep going. So
Yeah.
it sucked ass.
Sir, once you
but
dig that hole, that's your hole.
that's your fucking hole.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And if that earned me this bottle of booze, I will fucking take it.
You deserve
for
it,
sure.
man. I mean,
for sure. But
shit you've
yeah,
been
no.
through.
I mean, look, it's a quagmire, but it's a quagmire because we have earthquakes and fires here. So I think,
12.0, 3,000 psi concrete.
yeah, they make us do crazy shit,
Yeah.
and they don't make you do that kind of stuff when you're in other places, but they also don't have earthquakes in other places. So you wouldn't want somebody's fucking Bentayga falling 38 feet onto whatever's below it.
Hey, it's cool that I'm in one of the safest places in Los Angeles right now.
That is true.
It's
You
hospital
actually are.
grade. This is just as safe as being in a hospital.
It's
right
heavy
now.
duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy duty. And there's one door arch in particular that is made of I-beams.
Yeah.
It's particularly strong.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to check out your show.
Thank you.
It's exclusively on MotorTrend app.
So it started out on the app December 3rd, and then it went to the TV network.
Now it's on the TV network?
Yeah, so the episodes premiered new from February 13th to March 6th or something like that. And now they are playing us in rerun blocks from like 8 p.m. to midnight Western time, Pacific Standard Daylight Time. Every Saturday on MotorTrend channel where, it's like, I know it's 281 on DirecTV. I don't know if you have Comcast or Spectrum. I don't know what those channel numbers are, but yeah.
If one crook or another, it doesn't matter.
Check your local listings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. You're on the TV.
Yes.
I've been working toward that goal my entire career.
Does it get you SAG card?
No.
What?
No.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Why?
So-
Because it was meant for online first?
I don't know. No, it was always meant to go linear, as they say in the industry. I learned that from Jeff Glugger, who says hello to you guys, by the way. But he was asking me last night because we did the Subaru Outback Wilderness Drive together today.
Oh, is that nice? Is it embargoed?
It's embargoed, but I can say that I am really into the idea of the car.
I like the idea. The Outback Wilderness to me is like, so it's like an Outback? Is that
It's a more Outback.
Is that what
Outback.
you mean? Yeah.
Lifted.
Outer back?
Yeah.
More Outback?
Yeah. So and it's not just like an Outback with a lift. Like they actually made sure, because you can be.
It looks pretty beefy.
It's beefy as fuck. Yeah. And what I love about this vehicle is that it responded to the market. It responded to all those people who are lifting their Outbacks and then taking them to Moab so that they're competing with like trail-rated Jeeps and
People
stuff.
are lifting their cross tracks. You see
Right,
those
yeah,
with
it's
the
incredible.
rally wheels and stuff.
They're incredibly capable, because that symmetrical all-wheel drive system. I'm not talking about this particular symmetrical all-wheel drive system because that's under embargo until May 17th at 9 a.m. Eastern. But in general, Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive is really good, and so. Yeah,
I like the wheels. It looks rugged.
it's a beefy one. I'd get rid of the badges, just the Outback Wilderness badges. I think that's overdone.
I'm not sure about the cladding. Is there a function to the cladding?
It looks a
funky
lot.
looking.
It looks a lot better in white. And and beyond just the cladding, like look how they move the reflectors up so that they don't get broken against branches and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And then beyond just lifting the ride height, they actually tucked in some of the understructure beneath the bumper to increase the approach and departure
That's
angle.
good.
Yeah, so
that's good.
Yeah, so it's not just a lifted. Yeah, there's more to it than that, and that's
Maybe
pretty
we should
cool.
go drive some trails.
Different state.
Different state for
Take it
sure.
to Colorado.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I bet. You think it would do it? I think it would probably do it. Right?
It would. I think it would probably do the trail we got stuck on
Yeah.
for drive. Yeah.
Yeah. Engineers Pass?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it probably would too.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be fun. Let's see what the people have to say. Seemingly a lot. Vlad says, have either of you had hot start issues with your 911? My 3.0 SC needs some coaxing into life after a 30-minute break. Negative.
No.
I have not. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know there's like hot start programs and cold start programs that like I don't know anything about. Because my Ferrari is CIS also.
Okay.
And Donnie was talking about the hot start program and the cold start program, and that he had to fix the hot start program. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, Donnie. He's like, okay, here's how much it costs. And I go, okay, and I'll see you in a month. And that was it. That might be what's happening with yours. But I've never had that problem. I'm sorry. Chip Manuel says, what new cars set to release in the next 3 to 5 years are you each the most excited for? Example, the new 86 Corolla GR, mid-engine Honda, etc. If we get a Corolla GR in America, that would be excellent. Mm-hmm. I am not sure we will. And if we do, I'm not sure if they'll go all the way like they did with the Yaris, but that would be very cool. What's exciting?
I'm stoked to drive the new BRZ if they fix the torque hole, which they
good,
allegedly
yes,
have.
good
Like,
one.
I really like that car.
Yeah.
I do. So if this was a better version of what they had, great.
Have you ridden in it yet?
No.
Okay, so I went to Thermal to. I forgot
Did
the
you
name.
go out there to take a ride?
Yeah.
You did,
Who
huh?
was the racing? Was it Scott Speed?
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. So I got the ride along with the racing driver. I think it was Scott Speed, and yeah, he did some drifting. He did. Yeah. You can feel the extra power. The power curve does feel better. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to validate it more being behind the wheel by myself, but they didn't allow journalists to drive it that day.
Right.
Yeah, but it was no. I think it's improved for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if there's actually going to be a Hyundai mid-engine car. I think they used that hot hatch thing that I drove, the RM13,
Yeah.
to show to get people excited. But I don't really think that.
You think it was just a
happen.
development mule for like the DCT and
The one I
engine?
drove didn't have DCT.
Oh,
it
it
had an
didn't.
X-Track gearbox, but I think I heard a later version of it had the DCT in it.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think they are going to do it because they want to be taken more seriously as a performance manufacturer, performance brand, especially with N. And I think this could be their Audi R8 moment.
Ooh, that'd be a big step.
They're ambitious right now. I mean, like the Hyundai is the quote. Hyundai is killing it right now. Has become a trope among the automotive media.
That doesn't necessarily mean anything in terms of being able to sell a 6-figure car.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went through with it.
You think it would be like their Alpino A110, like a little bit cheaper?
I think it would be very much like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be amazing, but just because something's amazing doesn't mean it will sell well, unfortunately.
Right. Well, yeah. That's true. The Tesla Roadster. That would, I mean, if that ever comes out.
If that's an actual car.
If it's not vaporware, that's exciting.
I guess it seems the most likely because it's the most that's just like a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have some ridiculous. Well, it does have ridiculously wild claims attached to it, but they're possible if you just shove enough battery and motor at something.
Yeah, it's not something that's going to fail pedestrian safety
right,
standards.
Yeah, it's not like a comically impossible.
Right.
It's just like, all right, shut up. GT3 Touring with a stick. I'm very excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm really interested to see if I get to have a go in one of these fucking crazy like hypercar things that's like got a Formula One powertrain in it or something.
Yeah.
Valkyrie or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not be called Z06, but the
Z06.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Z06 would be cool. Yeah, flat plane engine. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting the Mach 1 on the schedule soon.
Okay, good.
Too. They're in the fleet.
Nice.
They needed tires. That was the holdup. Hey, Marco is in the house. Needs a new truck. Heart set on a diesel. Is diesel on the decline like gasoline, and will diesel in America be dead soon? Fuck no, dude.
Yeah.
Truckers.
Yeah.
Truckers FTW. Them shits are million-mile rigs.
Mm-hmm. However, they're going to be regulated eventually into being electric only.
Bullshit. I mean, eventually.
I'd say 15 years from now. 15
Not
years.
in the fucking time it will take for Marco to
buy and then
that's
destroy
true.
a truck.
Yeah. So, Marco, you have nothing
that
to
might
worry
be
about.
some like long-term thing. Like maybe you don't buy like fucking
a fleet
Pilot Travel Center stock right now, but like shouldn't stop you from getting a Duramax. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, no, I don't think diesel's dead. I just drove a diesel vehicle, a full lap of California, and diesel was priced appropriately on par with premium gasoline. And, the diesels that are using the urea injection systems are reasonably clean and reasonably efficient. And while I don't think there's going to be as much investment in new diesel technology from the Germans, I don't think that I don't think that anyone shouldn't buy a diesel vehicle that they think they need because of availability or cost or anything of diesel fuel. I don't think that's really an issue right now.
Well, I recently tested the Baby Duramax Silverado. That thing was fun.
Is that like a 5-cylinder diesel or something like that?
That's a 6? A straight 6.
Yeah.
Originally developed for Cadillac. So, what was it? How many horsepower? I can't remember the specs. It's on my Instagram, on the Silverado on the rocks. And,
Sounds
that
like
thing...
you just ordered a drink.
yeah, but that was fun. The 0 to 20 in that thing, that truck would just lift up because 460 foot-pounds of torque, which is the same, I believe, as the Corvette-based engine, the 6.2 in that truck too. But the way it just kind of builds all closer to the top, like in the
and then it
fourth
just
photo, probably
dies.
Yeah, that one's
It builds and then it dies.
I always prefer a good turbo diesel powertrain in a truck just makes way more sense to me because then you can tow with it and all the other things.
Yeah.
I don't know how long-term reliability is with all the urea injections and all that stuff. Like that's something you have to research in the forums. But I prefer that powertrain and how it feels when a lot of times when it's towing basic stuff, it feels empty. It's great.
Yeah. But like highway passing is a bit tepid.
Yeah.
It gets it done, but it's not going to...
Well, actually, something to think about is...
If you're going over 80 regularly, you might not want a diesel.
You're going to...
Yeah, but if you are driving them on the highway a lot, that's when you can get the MPG savings and save some money versus like an EcoBoost or Power Boost or something.
Right. However, during my week with it, I did, if you scroll down in the text, I think it was like 22.3 over the course of the week. 21.5.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah. But in the equivalent RAM, I probably would have been getting about 28.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the Cummins?
So, but in the VM Motori engine.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the EcoDiesel, the 3-liter. Yeah. Back in 2015, Jonathan Klein and I were testing a tradesman diesel, and we were struggling to get that thing below 30. So I think it might have been just an aberration with this particular model. Maybe others, maybe the majority of them might get closer to 30. But yeah, mine, that was mostly highway miles, and I was surprised I got more of a city rating on that.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, that cool cubby. That cubby. I love that.
We
thing.
did pretty well in the Sprinter van, considering.
What did you like 25 or something?
It was like in the 20s. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Even off road, it was like in the 20s. You know, we weren't using a ton of throttle off road. It was pretty chill, but it worked. It worked well. Drew says I've got an Eaton supercharged E39 M5 swapped E30.
Whoa, you're insane. I like it.
Would you make a 420G 6-speed or a 7-speed dual clutch car? I would just make it a stick.
Yeah.
I already know my answer.
I would just make it a stick. I don't.
Putting that DCT in would be so hard.
Yeah. I mean, for manual only drives a manual, so why would I ever recommend DCT?
I wouldn't bother with the DCT. That doesn't sound like it would improve that car. Plus, like, if you have an Eaton supercharger on a M5 engine, you don't know how fast that engine can change RPM, and if it can do it as fast as the dual clutch will need it to
good
do
point.
it. You know, superchargers do funky things with engines like that. Like Zach's driving the Evora right now, and so you've got to do some interesting stuff with the blip to get it to really rev up, right?
Yeah.
And so if you just try to adapt that system to a dual clutch, it might be like kind of funky.
Yeah, dual clutch is used to like, downshift going zip, like up to that RPM, up to that RPM. This probably won't do it. Plus, you're trying to get 3 different generations of like CAN bus talking to each other.
Yeah,
that's going to work.
Oh my God. You're driving the red one right now? Is it a red one down there?
Olive.
No, it's like olive green.
Oh, okay.
It's down next to my Ford downstairs.
Yeah, they've got. I drove the blue one back in March.
Oh, yeah.
I was the first journalist to drive that one, and I liked it, but I expected to love it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I read your post, and I think I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah,
like, it's really good, but it's imperfect for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
they call it charm.
Yeah.
Zach, it's charming.
That throttle mapping
heavily charming.
is interesting.
Yeah, you have to train your foot to do a very slow, deliberate blip.
Yeah,
and
but
always
it's like,
have it in sport or race mode or whatever.
for the blip. Yeah, but like 10% if you move the pedal 10%, you don't get 10% throttle response. But then if you move it 20, you get 30% response. So I've found it pretty difficult to rev match at various speeds. It's weird. Like, I like it, and I like the way it rides in most places. And it has a lot of good things about it, but it is
the faster
perfect.
you're going, the easier it is to rev match.
is that what it is? Because
if you're low speed around town below like $4,000, it's tough. If you're up at the top of the power band and keeping the boost pressure high, it's more consistent.
Oh, that's what it was. Because when I wasn't really doing blips in the higher
When I was
registers.
on the track, it was easier.
Okay, yeah, because in my Audi I can blip really easily and it's nice for my transmission. But
most
when I was
fucking cars you can. It's really a problem with that car.
But yeah, regular driving and I just wanted to be kind to the transmission in that blue car that I was driving, and it wasn't being responsive. And it wasn't. Yeah.
That's a Lotus thing. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's a thing.
Or is it a Toyota thing? Because it's a Toyota engine.
Well, that's fair. And I've driven the TRD Camry, and the throttle programming is fucking hard in that too.
Okay.
So maybe it's a Toyota thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Toyota TRD Camry was ruined by gearbox programming. It's atrocious.
Oh. Wow.
And it's one of those things that like that car could be totally decent, and it's a lot of good car in there for the money, but. Like, gearbox programming doesn't cost any money, not if you're a Toyota.
Yeah.
It's just choices. It's just decisions that were made, and they were just a bunch of the wrong ones. Kevin was looking for a lightly used sports sedan for $25K. He wants fucking all the usual suspects. The sleeper in his list is the Jag XE35T, which is a very good car that is worth 9 peanuts because nobody looks at it, gives a shit about it. It's utterly fucking invisible, and I cannot remember having ever seen one after going on the press launch.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't know if I've ever seen one on the road.
Yeah.
Having said that, if you find one, it's a nice car.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with it...
Interior?
No. The biggest problem with it is the F-Pace. The F-Pace is priced basically the same and is basically exactly the same car, but it has more suspension travel, so it rides better.
Yeah.
It looks a lot better, and it has a hatchback, and in every other way is exactly identical. And on a public road, it would be very difficult to drive the XE fast enough to tell the handling difference from an F-Pace, which is a fabulous handling vehicle. Remember when I almost bought one of them? So the problem with sports sedans are, from pretty much all the ones they listed, the equivalent crossovers look better. But the XE is where your money's going to go the most because nobody wants them.
True.
And it's a really nice car. It's a sleeper.
What do you think you can get one for?
Fucking pennies.
Because if he's got that budget for $25,000, what can he do?
A great one. You can get a great one. What do you mean do? Like mod it?
Well, I don't know.
You can't mod an XE. Nobody makes parts for an XE.
But I mean,
Steve does. He created his own parts in the back. He does.
That was a 2-word perfect joke. There was no extra. There was no fat on that joke.
Yeah. And
And
the
that
accent was perfect.
accent, Steve does.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Steve does.
I mean, that's a fucking perfect joke, Zach. I think while you're looking, Zach, give me the next question while you find what the XE prices are. Nick D'Amico says, should I get a 9th or 10th gen Civic SI? The tech in the new one is nice, but so is the K24. Oh, you should get the NA one. Yeah. There's like not much new tech in the new Civic.
Yeah.
Is there? The tech in the new Civic's pretty basic shit. I would get the old one.
I did a drag race with the one that's the outgoing one's 10th gen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I did a race with back in 2017, a video I did, me and Jake Stump, who's been on this show too. We went to Fontana, the drag's there, and he brought out his 8th gen, and I had the 2017 Civic Sport Turbo. And there were a couple times where the Sport Turbo beat his SI.
Yeah.
And we switched off too, and it was pretty well matched.
Well, I mean, the new one's definitely faster, but like that NA engine, you can beat the shit out of.
Well, because when I was in this car, I'm like,
it sounds really nice.
Yeah, I was like, I'm having way more fun in
Yeah,
the older car. Yeah.
Okay, see, look, here's a fresh 28. It's a 2.5T. Can you get a 3? There we go, 35, 2017 XC35T first edition 4-door, 20,000 miles Carvana, $30K. That car was probably $60,000 new.
Yeah.
There's an R, 30. Yeah, I mean $35,000, $25,000 gets you a 25T, a nice 25T with like no miles on it.
But yeah, the one that Zach's highlighted.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
There
2017 XC35T 4-door in Los Angeles, $26K. Yeah. XE's a sleeper.
But what about a
this
550i?
website, by the way, is the most XEs I've ever seen in one place.
There's no club
This
meeting.
section of Auto Tempest. Yeah.
But what about the 550i though? What's pricing on that?
Every new BMW sedan has terrible steering.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Even ones that have M on them.
Even ones, ones that have M and then more than one number after them are not good.
Yes, good clarification.
The X-Drives seem to be better though. Just a little bit better, and they're
No, they're not.
No?
What? No.
that was from
What are
what
you
I've
talking
heard.
about?
Yeah,
No.
I've been told.
No.
Get out!
You've been told wrong, sir. Richard H. says, what's more fun in the canyons, a base 911 with PDK or a rear-wheel drive Taycan?
Taycan.
I mean...
they're about the same, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say you could have the same level of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you define fun? I mean,
Yeah.
do you want to hear... Well, the Taycan makes cool sounds too, but
Yeah.
they're different
They're both
experiences.
fun.
They're both fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both very fun.
Rear-wheel drive
One-
Taycan's fantastic.
A rear-wheel drive Taycan feels much closer to a heavy Cayman than it does a Panamera, an electric Panamera.
Yeah, with all the weight in between the wheels, more
And
mid-engine
you're
feeling.
sunk down all low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the rear-wheel drive Taycan. I thought it was very fun. And I set the brakes on fire on Payuma.
Damn.
Yeah, the white brakes. Ray Lee says, favorite water-cooled factory 911 not developed by the GT department. Carrera T.
Right, Carrera T.
Yeah, Carrera T.
Okay.
Is going to be my choice. I think, right? Carrera T?
That's what I would go with.
Yeah, Carrera T. I think that's a fun one. And yeah, there's a recent NPR story debunking Frank Abagnale's exploits. Yeah, I read that. I read a really funny headline that said, "Notorious scam artist found to be liar," which I thought was like a really funny.
Hey, this guy made up some of this shit.
Hang on a second. I think you might not be entirely honest, con man.
Just confirm this again.
Movie
I
executives.
haven't listened to it. I would like to listen to it. I still like the movie Catch Me If You Can. I don't care if it's 100% bullshit. But color me shocked.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the guy who spent the first half of his life making up personalities has made up a portion of his story? Fuck
This is
out
the
of
Say it
here.
ain't so.
ultimate- It's the ultimate move,
Get
right?
the fuck out of here. And lied to a screenwriter about it?
For money?
A screenwriter?
Never.
He lied to Steven Spielberg. He lied to Leo. Keegan says, Detroit to Nashville, honeymoon road trip. I picked up a 2019 BMW M240 over a 2017 Alpha Giulia, an 07 350Z, and a base 2016 Mustang. Good choice?
I'm cool with
yes.
that. Yeah.
You picked the most comfortable, reliable car for you and your wife to spend your honeymoon in, and yes, that is correct. Detroit to Nashville. Oh yeah, you should drive some good roads. I hope you do. And when you're in Nashville, you should eat at what's that fucking place?
Hattie B's?
Well, Hattie B's for sure. What's Shane Brock's restaurant? Sean Brock.
Oh.
Husk. You should go to Husk.
Yes.
It is worth it. Make a reservation in advance.
It's your honeymoon.
Make a reservation in advance. Get the honeymoon table. Get
love-
all the food.
Love the food in Nashville.
It's so good. Last question. Joe wants a Mercedes with the 55 compressor AMG engine.
Okay.
Can't decide if you want an E, CLS, or CL. I already own a Rentec C-Class 3.8 as a daily. Well, that's an interesting choice. Okay. Own an 01 Rentec C-Class as a daily. Let's see, an E, CLS, or CL55.
I'm going E.
You're going E?
I'm going CLS.
I'm going CL.
Oh,
Three different choices.
All right.
Well, actually, no.
We do
No. I'm abandoning my choice, and I'm going with Zach's choice.
Look at
why?
this.
Why? Yeah. Why? I think CL, except for the fact that it has active body control, which you don't want. The other cars have traditional suspensions, not air suspensions.
Right.
So I'm going to go with CLS because I think it's more likely that the E-Class has been drag raced.
Oh, okay. That's a good consideration.
I just
Yeah.
think this is one of the best looking sedans as a coupe that's ever been done.
Remember when they brought that shit to the car show, the CLS class for the concept? I was like, whoa, future here, future here. What the fuck is this thing? It looks
Everyone's
crazy.
doing it now,
Look
but
up the
man,
Mercedes
look at this.
CLS concept car from the car show because it looked super. Where the fuck was it?
The Vision CLS, the 2003.
Oh yeah, Vision C.
yeah,
2003
that was
Vision.
so
Is that what it's
hot.
called?
Yeah.
Visions. Oh yeah, that was
Uh-huh,
it.
yeah.
That was it. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like anything now. It looks basically like the fucking car. But when
Sexy.
that first came out, it was like cars don't look like that.
Right.
That's some fucking avant-garde fucking opera coach shit.
Yeah. Think of what Mustangs looked like during
Yeah.
that year.
Right.
A lot
Yeah.
of edges.
Yeah.
The new
Right.
edge.
Yeah. The new
new
edge.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Tauruses
Awesome.
with frog eyes and shit. Yeah. This thing was the jam when it first
Yeah.
came out, and frameless windows and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, look, there's a comparison, concept
Oh,
versus
cool.
reality. A May. Is that a meme? or just a GIF? I would, split decision. Manuel says E-Class. Zach and I vote CLS class. Yeah, the CL is the shit, except air suspension's a pain in the dick. You don't want to have to deal with that.
And
it's gonna break.
I was able to compare. I in like 2018, I had the Volvo XC60 R design on standard steel springs. A year later, I have the air suspension inscription version. I liked the steel springs way more.
Air suspension has diminishing returns unless adjustable ride height is really something that you need. Like, I think it's the new Taycan Cross Turismo. Like, air suspension is like such an important part of what that car does that if you took it away, it would be like, oh, this is clearly not the same product. But a lot of other cars, if you took it away, it was like, okay, this is the same product. It just doesn't move up and down 3 inches. Like, all right, this is fine.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. Okay, how do you guys feel about the possibility, if it were ever, like in a parallel reality where you could get air suspension on a C4, Carrera 4?
Well, I mean, I think that's a thing that Porsche is doing. I think they're doing this a Safari-esque 992
Oh, that's right.
C4 that has an increased ride height, and I wouldn't be surprised if that had an air suspension on it.
Because they weren't happy about that Singer thing that happened because it was encroaching on.
Well, they weren't happy about the Singer thing on it because it said Porsche on the side.
Yeah, true.
They didn't stop them from doing anything besides putting Porsche on it. Although, if you want to really have a laugh. And I don't mean to be mean because I like everyone at Singer very much, but if you pull up Singer's Instagram, some of their recent wording on their posts is incredibly careful and very, very funny. Pull up their Instagram. I'm just gonna read one of their posts. It's hilarious. Go down to one with the DL. Go, keep going. One about the DLS. Where's the recent one of the DLS? Keep going. There's it's just been delivered somewhere or something like that. Oh, fuck, I saw this yesterday and I laughed my ass off when I saw it. No, go back up. Sorry, this is not riveting radio, but it's worth it if we actually get there. Is that it, the DLS, that red one? No. Shit.
This is the DLS.
It is, but but that's not, oh man. Go back up, sorry. This is boring. But it's worth it if I can get it. It's like it basically every time it referred to a car, it referred to it as this 1990 career. You know how it was not cool to say Singer 911. It was reimagined.
Yeah.
It's not even cool to say reimagined anymore. They have to do this whole lines of disclaimer. It was all these lines of disclaimer about the car being a 1990 Carrera 4 that was commissioned by the owner and it's not a new. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Is this it? No. Keep going the other way. This is it. The basic sentence is a few more images of this 1990 Porsche 911 reimagined Singer. Oh no, keep going, Zach. It's basically that. It's just, this is boring radio. I'm sorry. Talking about things I saw on Instagram and then not having them ready stinks.
We will find Sasquatch.
Sorry, I suck. That's boring. That's boring radio. It was gonna be funny if it was the first thing we found, but then wah wah.
I have another fan question.
Oh sure.
Yeah, sorry. Keep it coming. All right, so any talk about or any fifth appearance on Rogan?
He moved to Texas.
I
don't know.
Okay.
If I was going to Texas for something, I'm sure I would send him a text and just say, "Hey man, I'm going to be in your city. Do you want to have a show or something?"
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
Okay.
No. I think Tom's going to come. Tom is coming to do our show. When is it? June. He's going to be back here and he's going to do our show. And Gareth Reynolds from The Dollop is going to do our show, which is very exciting because I love The Dollop. I don't have any other plans. No.
Okay.
No. Fuckers in Texas.
Yeah.
Can't help that one. I don't know. I don't have. I do not have a plan. No.
Okay.
But I do enjoy doing his show. People regularly hit me up and say that they heard me on his show and they either liked what I had to say or they think I'm an asshole, and that's fine. You definitely don't ever want to read the comments of an appearance on Rogan, and you definitely don't ever want to read the comments of a JRE Clips video. The clip that's like, Matt Farah shits on Tesla or whatever. Like, you don't want to read the comments on that. That's a fucking nightmare. It's just it is the definition of dumpster fire. What else do you want to plug besides your MotorTrend? You got more?
Yeah.
If you're gonna read that whole list,
no, I'm not reading it off to you. I'm just this is
cane you off away from the mic. You cannot have more plug. Bradley Brownell got like 8 plugs, and I'm cutting it off.
Okay, so here's the thing. My buddy...
The plugs have a disclaimer.
My buddy Ian Wright, he said I was going to forget to mention. I'm like, I'll give you a shout out tomorrow. So, gotcha. All right, so that's
okay.
Yeah, that's done.
That's one.
Yeah.
Can we get a counter going here?
I'm going to go look for the singer post. Yeah, I can do a counter. Hang on.
All right, what else you got?
No, I mean, no, I just had stuff like this coming up because you always ask.
What are you coming up?
Oh, like I'm driving the BMW M4 GT4 at Thermal on the 12th.
That'll be fun. Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
Cool. Is that the new one with an ugly face?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We need to call BMW and fucking get that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Doing that for
That'll
Rob
be
Report.
great.
Cool. And then I'm doing. I haven't asked them if I can even talk about this, but I'll
so just talk about it. Whatever. Beg forgiveness.
Okay, yeah. I am doing something. I'm doing like a satellite media tour for the Hyundai Ioniq 5.
What?
Hyundai Ioniq 5.
No. What is that? What is a satellite media tour?
You know how like actors do the press junkets for their movies? This is like a press junket for a car.
But you're doing it as a journalist or as an actor?
Yeah, as a journalist.
It's a press launch?
So it's like it's a way of like telling all the local morning shows across the country that this new car is coming out, basically.
Oh, and you're doing it?
Yeah. So I'm going to be seen like by 10 million people on the 20th.
I'm like, this is for the Minneapolis, and then you go, okay, and then it's like, and jump in.
Connecting to WKRP in Cincinnati. All right,
how many of those you got to do?
I got to do like, I'm going to my call time is 3 a.m. at a local LA studio.
Fuck out of here.
And then I'm done by 9 a.m, and we just go across station to station to station to station live.
And how many is it?
I don't know, but it's probably going to be like 50 stations or something like that.
And you're doing the same segment 50 times?
Well, I mean, people ask different questions or something. It's not going to be the same
it's
thing
not
every
literally
time.
the same segment 50 times? Okay.
No. So it'll be, slightly different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that.
Gonna put on a suit?
Yeah, the obligatory.
Honda's got a new EV coming out, and Manuel's here to tell us about it. Yes, he is. That's right, he is. It's very exciting.
I actually saw that thing on the road. I saw the prototype. It's pretty cool looking, actually.
Yeah, I
it's
really
nice
like
looking.
it. Yeah.
And the prototype I saw had those funky wheels on it. I thought those are not just show wheels. At least one prototype has those wheels on it.
I mean, the buzz on this thing is like this could possibly be the lower cost alternative to Tesla Model 3 or Model Y or something like that. So
it's like 300-mile
something like,
right?
I haven't done my research on it yet, but I've been busy.
I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about, I think what's interesting about comparing cars to Tesla is that a lot of people that buy Teslas want to make a statement about not buying a traditional car and want because there is like in certain social circles a Tesla is like the new like my Mach-E is like as nice or nicer than any Model fucking Y.
Agreed.
But it has other than people being curious about what it is 'cause it's new, it's not like a baller thing. It's like very much just like a fucking appliance. You know what I mean? Whereas I think so it's going to be interesting to see what type of I mean, I'm sure there'll be some initial conquest sales when it's new, but it'll be interesting to see if that's sustained. Again, not like there's anything wrong with Hyundai, and that's a very good-looking little car.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see if people who make deep in the 6 figures want to roll up in a Hyundai. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't really care about brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My car, the thing I hate the most about our Mach-E is the fact that there's horses on it.
Do you ever get is that really a Mustang or anything like that? Like,
I've gotten some very interesting reactions. I've gotten, is that the new Mustang? Is the main one? And I say it's a new Mustang. It's not the replacement.
Yeah.
I had a kid come up to me that I thought was at a fucking casting because the dude rolled up next to me in like a 2005 GT convertible on the street. And he was like, it was silver like mine, and he was like, yo, that shit is crazy. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah, cool, man, thanks. Yeah, it's the new one. He goes, is that got a V8? And I was like, no, it's electric. And he was like, what? Electric? And I was like, yeah, it's electric. He goes, fucking Mustangs, bro. And then like just smashed the throttle and like beat out on Washington. I was like, all right, that's a cool one. All right, whatever's going on around here, you know. Oh yeah, but looks like Ford is going to bring back. Zach pulled it up. Looks like they are going to reuse the name Lightning, which we were like, what's with this Mustang thing? Like, we thought maybe Galaxy.
Oh yeah, that's
Galaxy worked because remember Galaxy was followed by a number, Galaxy 500. So you could have range or kilowatt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Galaxy 250,
That's
Galaxy 300, whatever. Like you could do that. But I'm glad to see they are doing Lightning with the F. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because it gives them an excuse to make it 1,000 horsepower, doesn't it? Because you know that's what they're going to fucking do.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be EV. It's going to be a dragster.
I bet they'll do Galaxy in a few years with the sedan.
You think it'll go? You think it'll go Galaxy
Or a crossover or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you're really riding the Lightning.
Oh.
And that's all we have for today. No, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, it is nice to see them using that brand for good.
Yeah.
My GM Eric here has a Lightning. He's got more cars than me.
No way.
I've got four cars right now.
You're down to 4 now. Okay.
I've got 4, and my wife has 1, and I share 1 with her. So whatever. He has 7.
Yeah.
He's always rotating, but he's got a fucking sick Lightning.
Didn't you have
01? What?
Didn't you have 9 at one time?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah.
That was dumb.
Just too much to you're spreading yourself
who has
thin.
that kind of time? You have to you got to drive all them cars.
Yeah.
If you have 9 cars and you're not really driving them regularly, there might be folks out there that have a lifestyle that fits driving 9 cars regularly or that kind of thing. But I don't have that many places to go. I don't know about you, but between not having that many places to go, the fact that quite a few of my errands are just leaving my house and hurling myself into a traffic jam, and the press cars and shit.
Right.
I just don't, I'm like kind of struggling to drive my 3 old cars right now. To be honest with you.
I was thinking about it last week. I think my limit would be 6.
6 is a lot.
And currently, so I've got my A4, then I've got my Fox body, and then the Stork is still my mom's name, but eventually,
sure,
God willing.
You're like, listen, Mom, I'm doing the valve job here. I expect a little consideration in the title work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I got those 3, and then
unless where do they live?
My mom lives in Upland.
In Upland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say unless they live in Nevada or something, in which case I'd be like, listen, this is going to stay in your name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, those 3, and then dream car wise, it'd be like I'd love to get. So my A4 is black. I'd like to get the same car but S4. So black interior.
Just jump to the RS4.
No, because
I've
always
S4.
liked the one below the top. So
what?
Instead of M5,
what kind of weird thing is that?
Because I'm a weirdo.
That's weird.
I'm just weird like that.
The one below the top?
I'd rather have I'm more excited about.
There's not that much difference at this point between the one below the top and the top one.
There's a big difference between 340 horsepower versus 420 horsepower.
No, there's a big difference in car. There's not that big of a difference in price.
Right now, really? 12 grand for an S4 sedan right now.
Yeah, but
25.
But when the timing chain guides melt, it's another 20 to rebuild the engine.
Either way.
They will.
Either way.
No, the RS4 has metal guides.
So
the S4 has plastic guides.
You mean I wouldn't have to deal with that?
With the RS4. Oh. That's where that premium goes. Because it's a better engine. Like a lot better. It's like a much, much, much better engine. That 340 horsepower Audi 4.2 melts itself.
Okay. So, because I've been warned. I'm like, you probably have to do the same thing with RS4 then.
No, my friend Bozy says he won't touch that. And if Bozy won't touch a motor, you don't want one.
Oh my God.
I had one of those. I had a B6 when it was new. It was
Okay.
all right. It was great when it was new.
Yeah.
But like, I think you want the RS4.
You have educated me, Matt Farrow.
I think you do.
Okay.
Unless I get educated, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. The RS4 has the upgraded timing chain guides that don't melt. I think it does.
Because my thing was, I don't like the full-on boy racer look. I like a restrained look.
Only you would call an RS4 boy racer. If
like
you don't get it in Imola yellow, it's not boy racer. You get a gray RS4, nobody looks at it.
I'm really conservative with looks, with car looks. Just,
Sure, well, that's
yeah.
fine. You don't have to buy a fucking 190 Cosworth Evo 2 with a 3-foot wing on the back of it.
That's true.
But like, I don't think an RS4 is a boy racer car. I mean, that's got a very subtle.
I don't like the
especially-
gills.
Oh, it's pretty.
I would actually,
pretty mellow.
I would convert the front bumper back to S4.
Well, you want to do an RS4 and DRS4 it. I mean, that's
Looks-wise,
interesting.
yeah.
I'll tell you what. You want a super stealth RS4? You bump your little budget up there, get yourself an RS4 cab. It's the rarest modern Audi.
Oh, no
RS4
way.
Cabriolet, 300 imported into the U.S. Very, very rare.
That makes it expensive. Like, how much more expensive then?
They're
30
expensive. Probably a lot. They're probably very expensive. I don't know how much they cost. I'm guessing. I don't pay attention to what those cost. I'm sorry, but I'm guessing there is a healthy premium. Thanks for the whiskey. What the fuck was it?
That
What
is
is
the
this?
green spot.
The green spot. God damn. That's very, very nice. Thank you for providing that delicious. And I feel like, an hour from now I'll be okay to do Pilates without falling off
there
my
you go.
Megaformer. I think it'll be all right. I can't wait to check out your show.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming down. I
Yeah,
hope
thanks
you
for
do
having me.
another season of it. This time maybe without Zoom, ideally. I hope you find 6 more scams. Or, excuse me, just ambitious entrepreneurs. I find 6 more ambitious entrepreneurs.
There's so many out there.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The car business is the kind of business that shady people really enjoy participating in. The rental car business is rife with opportunities as well. And I can't wait to see that 911 driving. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man. I appreciate it.
Get it all on MotorTrend app and MotorTrend TV.
Yeah.
Saturday nights in the reruns block.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm on the TV. Can I have my Porsche now? I'm on the TV. That's our show, everybody. I'm going to Laguna Seca tomorrow to drive the Acura TSX, new Type S, which I think is fast. On Laguna,
350.
yeah, it might actually be
5.
kind of quick. So I'm kind of, and it's Laguna. I haven't been on Laguna Seca since I had the Lotus Evora GT there, which I think was 2 years ago, 2019. At this point, so very excited to do that. And Zach, I guess we're going to be doing a show over the weekend, probably, huh?
Next week after I come back from Lemons. So we'll probably do one Monday or Tuesday.
All right,
Cruise
cool.
show.
All right, so we off for a little bit. I'll see you guys later. Manuel, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for
I
having me.
really appreciate your time and this delicious bottle of booze. See you guys later. Bye.